Hello everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am sharing this cute little Christmas house treat holder. It's super cute. I love this one. Of course, I love them all, but I always have some favorites, and I think this is probably one of my favorites. But it does open on the bottom. That's why I use the ribbon here for the top, but it looks so cute on here. And it's actually just holding this closed, but you can use, if you don't want to put a ribbon, you can use the magnet, or you can use some of the Velcro, and it probably would hold it. You won't be able to put really heavy stuff in it, but I thought it'd be super cute for some mints or some Hershey's Kisses or some Lindt Truffles. It'd be just cute for any kind of candy or treat. So you do need our stitched nested label dies, these right here, and I'm using the largest one right here, and this is for the house itself. And then you are going to also need these dies, but you can, this rectangle stitched framelits, and I'm just using this for the door. So you can use, just measure it out, but I love the stitching on it because it goes with the stitching on the other dies. But this measures about 1 and not quite 1.5. It's about 1 and, let's see, 1 3/8 by 1 3/4, and that's for the door if you just want to cut out a piece. And this is the gumdrop that's from the same stamp set that we're using, the Yummy Christmas. So it's just the gumdrop die. And then we're using this little peppermint, but we're going to punch these out and not use the die because it's super quick using the 1/2-inch punch. And then we're using the trees from this one. And then we're using the sentiment from the Itty Bitty Christmas, and we're using just the Merry Christmas here. And then we're using from Our House to Yours on that. Now the other die that I'm using for the tag is from this mini curvy keepsake, and I'm just using the oval one right here. So I'm going to just pull that out while I got it out. So we're using that, and it has stitching also, so it coordinates well with everything. And I think that is it for the whole thing. Alright, and I've used these dies several times for different projects. And so I hope by now that you've gotten these, because these are awesome dies to have just for card making or everything, for anything. It's just, they're great. I use them for more than just cards. You've seen me use them for all different kinds of treat holders. Alright, so let's get started. We're going to just go ahead and bring the big shot up here. Now let's go ahead and stamp first the trees, because that's the only other thing, except for the door, that we're going to use the big shot for. So let's just go ahead and bring up some of our Whisper White. Okay, so then we're going to use, for that we're going to use our Memento Black, because we are going to color the trees in with the blends. You can color them in with whatever you want. I am going to use some of the glitter over the top, so it does really stand out using the blends. Alright, and we're gonna use just that, and then we'll do the other. I guess we can go ahead while we have this out here and stamp the little peppermints, and you need 7 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do them up here so I can punch them easily. And then we'll have all our coloring and stuff done as well. Alright, I'll probably just speed through the coloring because I know you've watched me color a lot of times. Alright, so now let's go ahead and bring up the big shot. And we'll get all this all cut out and ready to go. So let's go ahead and do our trees first. And I'll have to run this through twice. And you will probably need some sticky note to hold these down because these do tend to want to move around. All right, so I think we are done with all the Big Shot stuff. So for the sides of this house, you are going to need 2 pieces of crumb cake, and this is crumb cake. I didn't tell you what that was. And one piece is going to be 8.5 or 8 1/4 by 3, and then the other piece is going to be 5 1/4 by 3. So these are the sides of the boxes, and I'll score those in just a minute. But first we need to bring up the trimmer, and we are going to trim the bottoms of these off. So this is my new trimmer. It's going to be available November 1st for those of you who are wanting the new trimmer. And we're just cutting that very bottom off right there. And then we're going to do the same with the other one. It cuts like a charm, this thing. So we have our house pieces there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up the Simply Scored just because it's a little bit easier for me to score on this, and we're going to score these pieces. Alright, so on the 8 1/4 by 3, you are going to score it on the long, well actually we're going to do a 1/2 inch on each side here. So we're going to do a 1/2 inch. So it's 1/2 and then 2 1/2. And then you're going to turn it, and we're going to score this at 1/2, at 3, at 6 1/4, and at 7 3/4. And then we're going to score the other piece that is 5 1/4, and we are going to score this at a 1/2 inch on each side. So again, it's a 1/2 and 2 1/2. And then you are going to score this one at 1/2 and at 2. And that's it. Alright. Now let's get putting this together. So on these pieces, we are going to have to trim them. And we are going to trim these both here. And we're going to cut into these pieces so they fold really good. This one we are cutting this way. I'm going to cut that off. We are cutting that off. So it's going to look like that. And then this one we are cutting these two, and then we're going to cut in on each one of these. And I think I need to cut these off too. I did this box like a week ago, so I hope that I'm cutting it all right. I think I am. Alright, so it should look like that. You'll have 2 ends on this one. Alright, so let's get this together now. Alright, I am using a wet glue for this. It is the easiest way to put this box together, and you'll have time to move it if you need to. So I'm going to sharpen all these score marks really good. This is a real important part of this. to make sure it goes together really nice and cleanly. Okay, so we are going to attach the larger piece first, and this smaller side is going to, let me see here, I gotta remember this. Yeah, the smaller side is going to go up at the top. So I'm going to just do one side at a time here. So we're going to add glue here, and you're going to line it up just like that. Make sure your stitching's on the right side when you do this too. And then we're going to just keep going around. I'm going to add adhesive here. I want to make sure I get it all in the corners. Just like that. And you might have to hold this for a minute, you know, because it is wet glue. And I always talk about that when I do boxes. So it tends to want to come apart, and you don't want this one coming apart. All right, so we are going to leave this bottom piece free. And then we are going to put this other piece on, and we need to put adhesive on here on this part. And these are going to go together. I'm going to put some on this edge here too to make sure we got that adhered. So these are going to match up like that. You can hold these on the inside and make sure you got it all straight. Just like that. I do want to hold this just a minute, so, and then we're going to adhere this side. I'm going to add just a touch there and line that up. And this will line up like just perfectly with this. So you're going to have one side totally done already. This really goes together really quickly. It's just a matter of holding your glue to make sure it's glued really well. This is where our box is going to close. So you can see this side is going to be super easy because all we're going to do is add adhesive to this. You're going to keep that bottom free again. So you're only adding it on the sides here. And then you're going to just put this piece down here, and you are going to have to hold this. But this is the side that's super easy. So let me hold this just for a second. I know it's boring to watch me just hold it for gluing it, but it's really, really important. And to make sure you got this straight here. That's why I like the wet glue. And it's almost already, you know, adhered. So there's our house. So this piece, these are going to all tuck in, and it's going to close like this. And it closes pretty nicely with no gaps and everything. So it will hold stuff if you're going to put something light in it without putting the ribbon on it, but the ribbon's so cute on it. Alright, so let's get decorating this. Isn't that cute? I love this one. Alright, so for the house door, I think I cut this one a little bit smaller, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this. And I'm just going to mark it where we're going to cut it. That's why I did it the other way. But if you just want to do it this way, that's good enough. So we're going to put that on. There. And then I need to glitter up these trees, so I'm going to bring my Dazzling Diamonds up here. And how I like to do this is I like to use my little tray here, and I like to put a little bit of glue in the well. And like I said, these are really cheap at the Dollar Tree, and I just add a little bit of water to it. And I have a brush that I use just for this purpose because it had, the end is pretty stiff on it now, but it still works just fine. I just like to brush it really lightly and then cover it with the Dazzling Diamonds. This way you don't have a ton of glue and it's not going to mess up your stamped image there. Alright, so there's one. Let's let that one dry for a second and let's do the other one. This just always seems to work really good for me. Okay, and there's the other one. So they look like they got snow on them. Alright, so let's put the Dazzling Diamonds away and move the glue out of the way. And we're ready to put these on. So I'm going to put the window on first, the little gumdrop for our window. Oh, I forgot one thing. Oh, I knew I was going to forget that. You need to use some Whisper White, and we are using this little bitty snow. And this is also from, I actually don't remember which one's this from. I'll put it in the video though. And we are going to stamp snow on the front of this. It's so cute with a little bit of snow on it. But if you want, you can skip this. And I'm using the craft glue, the white craft glue from Stampin' Up. It just looks really, really cute with the snow on it. Alright, so now let's put our window on. I knew I'd forget something because there's a lot of detail in this little house. And then we'll put that for the window. And then we'll put our trees on here, and then we will punch our little candy cane. Put one tree on each side. And of course, you know, you can decorate this just how you like it, but the house itself is just so cute. And I'm going to use my basic black, and I'm just going to give it a little doorknob. Right there. And let's go ahead and punch out with the 1/2 inch circle punch our little peppermints. This is so much easier than running it through the Big Shot, because you would have to run it through 7 times. So this is really easy. It's a hair bigger than it, but it works really good. Alright, now let's add them all to the top. There we go. Alright, and now we are going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment with the Merry Christmas. And this has more on here, but I'm just going to be stamping the top part, the Merry Christmas, on it. I always like to do it, not cut it out first. I like to just trim it up by hand. So let's go ahead and do that because it'll drive me crazy. And I'm going to use these boxes, so I want to make sure that I have this on here and straight. There, that's much better. Now I'll just cut it by hand. This way I know I got it straight. Alright, and I'm going to banner the ends here. I can be so picky like that. But when I'm giving it as a gift, you know, you want it to look nice. Alright, we're going to adhere that. That always seems to work out best for me. We're going to put the Merry Christmas right above the door. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the tag. And then we'll just cut it out with the Big Shot. And we will be ready to put the bow on and we'll be done. I should have ran it through when we did all the Big Shot work. Alright, so we have our tag, and it does cut a little hole in it too. Alright, so I'm going to grab my striped ribbon here. We're going to bring this around the bottom. You need plenty to do a bow. And did I just run it through? No, I added. And do a pretty nice size bow because it really looks cute on the top of this. Alright. And then I'm going to just add the tag with just a piece of Whisper White Baker's twine. Alright, so there you have it. It's so cute. Oh, I should have pushed this one up. Oh, I can still do it. It needed to be pushed up. Just there we go. They do take a little bit longer. I admit they do, just getting them glued together and everything, but they're just so fun to do. And it'd be so cute as a neighbor gift or for a friend of the family. Just for anybody, it would be super cute. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will catch you in the next one. I'll see you later, everyone. Bye.